Good day, grade 9 students. Welcome to school year 2021-2022. I am Ms. Janelle May S. Andal, the math teacher of grade 9 Nara, Mulave, and Yakal. For grade 9 Acacia, your math teacher will be Ms. Ginalyn Manuel. Let us start this video by reading this quotation. And suddenly, you just know it's time to start something new and trust the magic of beginnings. I hope that we will have a wonderful school year filled with new learnings and fun experiences. The unit topic for this first quarter is about quadratic equation, inequalities, and function. Let us start by having a look back to its history. Kung iisipin, saan nga ba nanggaling ang quadratic equation? It is often claimed that the Babylonians were the first to solve quadratic equations around 400 BC. So, nung una, wala pa talagang tinatawag na equation. Ang ginagawa lang nila ay nagsisimplify sila ng kanilang mga mathematical questions. Sinisimplify lang nila yon para makapag-solve sila ng problem. So, yung kanilang way ng pag-solve ng problems using that approach gave rise to the quadratic equation. Sa ngayon, nasaan na nga ba ang quadratic equation? Quadratic equations and inequalities are useful in solving real-life problems, kagaya ng sa pagsosolve ng speed, distance, profit, area, work, electric current, and the like. Such problems may be translated into systematized solutions with the aid of mathematical operations and procedures. Sino ba sa inyo ang nangangarap maging architect, maging engineer, maging scientist? So, kailangan maging familiar kayo sa quadratic equations and inequalities. Bakit? Kasi ito ay nagbibigay ng tulong or nagbibigay ng malaking puwang para maintindihan ninyo ang mga mathematical operation and procedures na ginagawa para sa pagsosolve ng speed, distances, and other real-life word problems. And as we continue, let us find out the answer for this one. Based on your own experiences, based on what you know, how will you connect quadratic equation and inequality in your own daily life? For this video, our learning targets will be: first one, illustrate quadratic equation and inequality. Second one, determine whether the equation is quadratic or not. And the third one, write quadratic equations and inequalities into standard form. So, ang focus lamang ng video na ito ay tungkol sa quadratic equation, quadratic inequality, at ang kanyang standard form. Illustration of quadratic equation. Ano nga ba ang quadratic equation? A quadratic equation in one variable, also called a second-degree equation, is a mathematical sentence of degree 2 that can be written in the form ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. Let me repeat the standard form of quadratic equation. We have ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. Where a and b and c are real numbers and a should not be equal to 0. So let me explain. Ano nga ba kapag sinasabing second degree equation? Ang degree class ay malalaman natin based sa highest exponent. Ax raised to 2 plus bx plus c equals 0. Ano ang pinakamataas na exponent? 2. Kaya itong quadratic equation ay tinatawag nating second degree equation. Kasi ang degree niya ay 2. Bakit? Kasi ang pinakamataas na exponent sa equation na ito ay 2. So, ibig sabihin, a, b, c are real numbers. Pero ang a should not be equal to 0. Kasi kapag ang a ay equal to 0, anong mangyayari? Mawawala ang x squared. Kung ang a ay 0, mawawala ang x squared dahil sa ax squared siya. So, matitira na lamang ay bx plus c equals 0. Kapag bx plus c equals 0, hindi na siya second degree equation. Kasi ang kanyang exponent hindi na magiging 2. So, mahalaga na sa quadratic equation, a should not be equal to 0 para present pa rin ang ating ax squared. Let's continue. I have here the examples for quadratic equation and for those that are not quadratic equations. So let us study one by one. X squared plus 3x minus 5 equals 0. That is an example of quadratic equation. Obviously, the highest exponent is 2. Second one, 3x squared minus 9 equals 0. The highest exponent, the exponent of x, is 2. For the third example, 2x squared plus 5x equals 0. As you can see, meron doong dalawang x. Diba? 2x squared at saka 5x. So, based dito, nasaan ang ating exponent na pinakamataas? So, siya ay nasa 2x squared. So, the highest exponent is 2. So, siya ay quadratic equation. For our next example, we have x squared equals 15. We only have here one variable and that is x. X raised to 2. The highest exponent is 2, therefore it's a quadratic equation. Second one, we have 4x equals 3x squared plus 8. As you can see here, dalawa ang x natin. Yung isa katabi ng 4, we have 4x, but the exponent here is not present, so meron siyang invisible 1 doon. So exponent niya ay 1. Dito sa kabila, 3x squared. The exponent is 2. Therefore, this is an example of quadratic equation. Let's now proceed to those equations that are not quadratic equation. 4x minus 12. X here is only raised to 1. Inuulit ko, 4x minus 12. X here is only raised to 1. So, it's not a quadratic equation. Next one, 2x cubed or 2x raised to 3 minus 3x is equal to 1. As you can see here, the highest exponent is 3. Therefore, it's not a quadratic equation. Next one, x raised to 5 is equal to 4x minus 1. As you can see, this is a fifth degree equation. Why? Because the highest exponent is 5. Next one, x minus 10 is equal to 0. As you can see again, x is raised to 1. Kaya wala siyang nakalagay na exponent doon. So, this is not a quadratic equation. Next, x times 3x squared minus 2x plus 1 is equal to 0. Question, why is it not quadratic equation? So, let us simplify this. X multiplied to 3x squared is 3x cubed minus x times 2x is 2x squared plus x times 1 is x. As you can see here, 3x squared, 3x cubed. So, the highest exponent now is 3. Nung na-simplify ito, nung minultiply ang x kay 3x squared, naging 3x cubed. Given that, ibig sabihin, hindi siya quadratic equation. So, take a final look sa pinagkaiba ng quadratic equation at sa not quadratic equation. To sum up, the quadratic equation, second degree. Lahat ito, ang kanilang highest exponent ay 2. Kapag lower than 2, just like this one and this one, siya ay not quadratic equation. Pag higher than 2, just like this and this and this, siya ay not quadratic equation. So, nag-iisa lamang kapag quadratic equation. The highest exponent is 2. Again, let us recall the standard form of quadratic equation. Kung mas maganda kung masasaulo ito, ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. I repeat, ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. This is the standard form of quadratic equation. Dapat naka-equate siya kay 0 ha. So, kapag ang isang equation hindi naka-equate kay 0, ibig sabihin hindi siya yung standard form niya. So, dapat naka-equate siya kay 0. Dapat equal 0. Ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. So, let us study one by one. The first one is the quadratic term. Kaya siya tinawag na quadratic equation dahil kay quadratic term. Quadratic term is the term in which the exponent of the variable x is 2. That is the quadratic term. Yung may x squared. Next one, the linear term. Term in which the exponent of variable x is invisible 1. So, ano ibig sabihin nun, class? Meron siyang bx raised to 1 dito. May 1 siya dito. So, ibig sabihin, this is the linear term. Kung marerecall ninyo ang inyong grade 8 math, na tinatawag tayo na linear equation. So, siya yung ang sabihin na natin na nauna kay quadratic equation. Kasi sa quadratic equation, the highest exponent is 2. For linear equation, the highest exponent is 1. So, meron tayong linear term sa ating quadratic equation. Next one, the constant term. Term without variable, yan yung walang katabing x. Diba? So, as you can see, ax squared is our quadratic term. Linear term, the bx. And then the c, wala naman siyang katabing variable x. So, ibig sabihin, wala siyang katabing exponent. Diba? So, that is our constant term. Kung para mas madaling intindihan, yan yung number lamang with its sign. Yan yung integer lamang. Ano? Now, let us consider this example. We will now identify the values of a, b, and c given our equation. We have 3x squared minus 5x minus 1 equals 0. Okay, what is the value of a? As you can see here, we have 3x squared minus 5x minus 1 equals 0. Going back to our quadratic equation, we have ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. X squared, siya yung katabi ni a. So, it means that in our equation, the value of a is 3. Let's continue. Identify the value of b. So, as you can see, here is our linear term, bx. In this case, we have negative 5x. So, it means the value of b is negative 5. And then, for our c, it is the term without variable and without exponent, of course. So, we have negative 1 here. So, the value of a is 3 because it is the one beside x squared. The value of b is negative 5 since it is the coefficient of our linear term. And then the value of c is equal to negative 1. Let's now proceed to our next example. X squared minus 2x is equal to negative 10. Parang ang dali lang, di ba? Pero take note, class, our standard form again is ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. In this case, itong x squared, check, nandyan. Bx nandyan. Pero itong negative 10 natin, parang ito yung nagpagulo ng kaunti. Diba? Kasi dapat siya ay nasa left side ng ating equation. Kasi kailangan 0 na lamang ang nandito. So, let us now simplify. So, we have x squared minus 2x. Negative 10, mapupunta dun sa kabila. We will apply the addition property. So, we will add 10. On this side, okay, and then it will be equal to negative 10 plus 10. So meaning we have x squared minus 2x plus 10 equal 0. Kung maalala pa ninyo yung ginagawa ninyo dati sa linear equation na kapag nililipat sa kabila, mag-iiba ng sign, yun yung technique na tinatawag natin. But the explanation for that is the addition property. What you added on the left side should also be added on the right side. So, ibig sabihin yung negative 10 dito para maging 0, plusan natin or dagdagan natin ng isang positive 10. Diba? So, ililipat lamang natin siya doon kung yun yung mas natatandaan ninyong technique, di ba? So, now, let's proceed. X squared minus 2x plus 10 equals 0. This is already on its standard form. Kasi equal to 0 na siya. The question is, what are the values of a, b, and c? X squared. What is the value of a? So, the value of a here is 1. The invisible 1, lagi may invisible 1 doon, di ba? So, kapag x squared lamang siya, ibig sabihin, the value of a is 1. Now, for b, we have the negative 2. Don't forget the negative sign. And then, for our c, we have the positive 10. So, that's it. We have now the values of a, b, and c. For our next example, we have 5x squared minus x is equal to 0. Let us analyze. Naka-standard form na ba itong ating quadratic equation na ito? Yes. Why? Because all the terms na kailangan natin, ang ating quadratic term, ang ating linear term, at ang ating constant term na hindi natin nakikita so far, ay nasa left side, samantalang ang ating right side ay equal na siya kay 0. So now it is already on its standard form. The question is ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. Ano nga ba ang value ng ating a? Madali lang, katabi ni x squared, that is 5. Next, bx. Ang katabi ng ating value here ay negative. Hindi pwedeng negative lang ilalagay natin dyan. Siyempre, laging nandyan si invisible 1. Hindi 0. Kasi, class, kung 0 siya yung hindi talaga natin nakikita. That is our value of 0, di ba? Wala. So, ibig sabihin, on this equation, the value of c is 0. Going back to the definition a while ago, the definition of quadratic equation, ax squared plus bx plus c is equal to 0, wherein a, b, and c are real numbers and a should not be equal to 0. A lang ang bawal maging 0, pero ang b at c natin pwedeng maging 0. Kaya kanina, as you can see here, negative x is not negative 0. Hindi natin sasabihin na walang katabi yung x. Meron siyang katabi, and that is the invisible 1. Okay? So, ang value niya ay negative 1. Samantalang sa c, dahil siya talaga yung wala sa equation, the value of c here is 0. I hope this one is clear. Now, let's proceed to our next example. We have 2x squared plus c is equal to 0. Going back, ax squared plus bx plus c is equal to 0. As you can see here, madali lamang ang ating value ng a ay 2. Ang b kaya natin, meron ba tayong linear term sa ating quadratic equation? Meron bang linear term? Wala. So, ibig sabihin, this one is 0. And then, our value of c is 6. Kasi nawawala yung ating term na ang katabi x, so ibig sabihin, b is equal to 0. So, the value of a is 2, b is 0, and c is equal to 6. So, pwedeng si b at si c ay maging equal to 0, pero si a hindi pwedeng maging equal to 0. Let us now continue. We have x plus 5 times x minus 2 is equal to 0. Question, is this a quadratic equation? Yes, it is. But take note class, kailangan muna natin siyang ilagay sa ating standard form. Paano? I hope you can still remember the FOIL method. This was discussed when you were in grade 8, special products and factoring. So sana naaalala, ano ba ang ibig sabihin ng FOIL method? FOIL means first, outer, inner, and last. First terms. Ano ba ang first terms at kailan ba ginagamit ang FOIL method? FOIL method is used when you are multiplying two binomial. Ano ba kapag binomial? Siyempre, dalawang term. X plus 5, imumultiply mo kay x minus 2 para lumabas ang ating quadratic equation. So, paano? Let's start with the first terms. First, on our binomials, alin ba ang first? Siyempre, yung x at saka x. So, it means that x times x is equal to x squared. Take note ha, hindi 2x. Kailan ba magiging 2x? Kung x plus x, 2x siya. But when we are multiplying 2x's, x times x, the answer is x squared. Now, for the second one, the O means outer. The outer terms, yung mga nasa labas. Alin bang nasa labas? X and negative 2. So, we have here x times negative 2. So, meaning x times negative 2, we have negative 2x. Next one, the I, which means inner terms. So, alin ba ang nasa loob? We have 5 and x. 5 times x is equal to 5x. And then, for our L, which means the last terms, alin na lang ba ang hindi natin napapag-multiply? Yung dalawang nasa dulo, 5 and negative 2. So, we have 5 times negative 2, which is equal to negative 10. Based on this, we will now form our quadratic equation. X squared minus 2x plus 5x minus 10 is equal to 0. X squared minus 2x plus 5x minus 10 is equal to 0. So, let us simplify. X squared and combine the like terms. Alin ba yung like terms natin? Yung parehas. So, we have here negative 2x at 5x. Paano ma'am nasabing parehas? Kasi parehas silang linear term, di ba? So, negative 2x plus 5x will bring us positive 3x. Minus 10 is equal to 0. Kindly observe that one first. Process, our process. Ano i-process sa utak kung paano natin nakuha ito? First, x times x, x squared. Outer, negative 2 times x, we have negative 2x. For our inner, 5 times x, 5x. And for our last terms, we have 5 times negative 2, which is negative 10. Simplifying the quadratic equation that we have formed, we have x squared minus 2x plus 5x minus 10 is equal 0. It will become x squared plus 3x. Saan ma'am galing ang 3x? Kay negative 2x, sinama kay 5x. Minus 10 is equal to 0. Now, let us proceed in identifying the values of a, b, and c. What is the value of a? Our invisible 1 because of x squared. Next, b. The value of b? Okay, it is 3. How about c? Okay, that's negative 10. So we already have the values of a, b, and c. Let us now have our next example. We have 2x multiplied to x minus 4 is equal to 7. As you can see, hindi pa din siya nare-reveal kung paano siya naging quadratic equation. But let us have our solution. Based on the equation, we can use the distributive property. I repeat, distributive property. Anong meron sa distributive property? We will distribute. Alin ma'am ang ating i-distribute? 2x times x minus 4 is equal to 7. We will distribute 2x to x and 2x to negative 4. Let's multiply. 2x times x, we have 2x squared. 2x times negative 4 is negative 8x is equal to 7. Very simple, right? So, tinimes lang natin. 2x times x, 2x squared. 2x times negative 4, negative 8x. Let's continue. 2x squared minus 8x is equal to 7 is not yet on the standard form. Kailangan maging 0 ito. How? 2x squared minus 8x. Since siya ay positive 7, we will add negative 7 on the both sides. So, it will become 0. So, we have here 2x squared minus 8x minus 7 is equal to 0. Saan nanggaling? Kasi itong 7, positive, magiging negative kasi mag-a-add tayo ng negative dun sa bawat side. Or simply, yung kagaya ng technique na ginagawa nyo lagi para hindi kayo nalilito, pag nilipat sa kabilang equation, kung siya ay positive, mag-change siya to negative. At kung siya ay negative, magiging positive. Basta tumawid ng equal sign. Ano, yan yung lagi ninyong natatandaan. So, pwede pa rin i-apply as long as na alam ninyo ang ating basic rule about it. It is about the addition property. What you added on the left side should also be added to the right side. Now, let's proceed. What is the value of A? Very good. That is 2. Because of 2x squared. What's the value of B? Very good. That's negative 8. Don't forget the negative sign. How about C? Did you say 7? That's not correct. It should be negative 7. So the values of A is 2, B is negative 8, and C is equal to negative 7. Now, we are down to the last part of our discussion, which is about the illustration of quadratic inequality. On this case class, a quadratic inequality is one variable is an inequality having a second-degree polynomial and can be expressed in any of the following forms. So, kagaya lang siya ng quadratic equation. Pero, take note of the symbols that we have. We will use the inequality symbols. We have ax squared plus bx plus c is greater than 0. Ax squared plus bx plus c is greater than or equal to 0. Then we have ax squared plus bx plus c is less than 0. And ax squared plus bx plus c is less than or equal to 0. Where a, b, and c are real numbers and a should not be equal to 0. Let us have our first example. Write x minus 1 times x plus 2 greater than 0 in standard form, then identify the values of a, b, and c. Class, paano gagawin natin? Same process, kagaya ng quadratic equation. But this time, take note, our symbol is an inequality symbol, and that is this one. Siya ay naka-greater than. So, as you can see here, x minus 1, x plus 2, dalawang binomials, we will use again the FOIL method. So, we have, for the first one, we will use x multiplied to x, and that will lead us to x squared. Next, outer, we have x times 2. And that will give us 2x. Next, inner, we have negative 1 times x. Yung nasa loob, kaya inner. So, we have negative 1 times x. So, it is right that we have negative 1x. But we can just simply write negative x. Hindi naman mali ang negative 1x. But we will use negative x na lamang. And then for our last term, for our constant term, we will multiply negative 1 times 2. So negative 1 times 2 is equal to negative 2. Now let's simplify. X squared plus 2x minus x minus 2 is equal, I'm sorry, not equal, but greater than 0. So we have x squared, 2x minus x, dalawang x, bawasan mo ng isang x, syempre meron ka na lamang isang x. So we have plus x minus 2 is greater than 0. So that is our final equation, the standard form, final inequality. Inequality na tayo, guys. So x squared plus x minus 2 is greater than 0. Now, same process in identifying the values of a, b, c. What's the value of a? Okay, the invisible 1 from x squared. What's the value of b? The invisible 1 from x, and then c, we have negative 2. Let's now proceed to our next example. Write 2x times 3x minus 2 less than or equal to 5 in its standard form. So, anong gagamitin natin ditong property? The one that we had earlier, the distributive property. As you can see on distributive property, we will just distribute 2x to 3x and 2x to negative 2. So, 2x times 3x is 6x squared. 2x times negative 2, 2x times negative 2, we have negative 4x. Then, copy the the right side of the equation. So, you have there 6x squared minus 4x less than or equal to 5. Okay, writing on the standard form, we have 6x squared minus 4x. Since this is a positive 5, we will add negative 5 to the both sides of the equation or the inequality. So, it will become negative 5 less than or equal to, making this one to 0. Making this one 0, So, we have 6x squared minus 4x minus 5 is less than or equal to 0. Let's now identify the values of a, b, and c. For a, we have 6, very good. For b, we have negative 4. And for c, we have negative 5. Okay, so I think this will be our last example. 2x minus 3 times x minus 4 is greater than or equal to negative 2. We have to write this in our standard form, then we will identify the values of a, b, and c. Let's start. 2x plus 3 times x minus 4. Dun muna tayo mag-focus, class. Paano ulit ang gagamitin natin? Our FOIL method. Huwag magsasawang mag-FOIL method, ha? Yan. So, let's start. F, the first. Anong una? 2x times x. 2x times x will give us 2x squared. Okay, next, outer. 2x times negative 4, yung nasa labas. So, we have 2x times, negative 4 is equal to negative 8x. Next one, for the inner terms, we have negative 3 times x. So, we have negative 3 times x. So, we have negative 3x. And then, for our last terms, we have negative 3 times negative 4. Negative 3 times negative 4 will result to a positive 1 kasi parehas negative, di ba? So we have positive 3 times 4, positive 12. Now, let's form our equation or the inequality. So we have 2x squared minus 8x minus 3x plus 12 greater than or equal to negative 2. So we have 2x squared, negative 8x minus 3x, same sign, add and keep. So we have negative 11x. Pinag-add natin dahil sila ay same sign, ano po, parehas silang negative. So when we combine them, magiging pag-add natin and then just copy the sign. Plus 12. Okay, so this one, meron tayong negative 2 dito. Isama na natin siya dito sa kabila. Okay, so it will be plus 2. Okay, so yung nandito sa kabila, ililipat natin or isasama natin. Ano? And then, it will be 0 here. So we have 2x squared minus 11x plus 14 is greater than or equal to 0. So now, what are the values of A, B, and C? For A, we have 2. For B, we have negative 11. And for C, we have 14. So meaning class, we have 2, negative 11, and 14. And that is the end of our discussion. For your assignment, please read and understand the definition and standard form of quadratic equations on pages 2 to 3 of eMath Rex. So, para mas marami pa kayo matutunan at para mas mapag-aralan pa ninyo yung mas maraming example na nasa book, so mag-refer lamang kayo sa inyong book, okay? So, that will be your assignment. For your questions and clarifications, you may ask them during our Zoom meeting. Please don't forget to attend the Zoom meeting. And kung hindi kayo umabot sa Zoom meeting, please make sure na maitanong ninyo or makaklarify ninyo yung mga hindi nyo naiintindihan using the class group chat. So thank you for watching this video. Good luck and God bless.